Sunday, 15th December, 10:30 p.m. Dear viewers, you're still watching us on ERi-TV, presenting you the domestic and international news prepared for this session. Live from our headquarters of Asmara is me, Hermela Germay, inviting you to join us on our tonight's news broadcast. Let's start with the major headlines. Discussion on the committee report for women's development. Outstanding students awarded in Central Region Asmara. US paralyzing United Nations Security Council according to Russia. And China-France cooperation, two sides hold 26th strategic dialogue in Beijing. In our detailed domestic news, the National Union of Eritrean Women held a meeting on 13th December to discuss the report presented by the committee tasked with enhancing women's overall capacity. The meeting extensively reviewed the report, focusing on activities undertaken to boost women's socio-economic standing and strengthen organizational capacity. Key discussions highlighted the strengths achieved and the challenges encountered during the implementation of these activities. The President of the Union, Mrs. Atasfa Mikael, commending the commendable efforts made by committees for women's development across all regions, called for intensified efforts in 2025. She also acknowledged the valuable contributions of administrators at various levels and emphasized the importance of collaboration with stakeholders to achieve further progress. Participants of the meeting issued several recommendations, including prioritizing the establishment of kindergartens in workplaces, urging concerned institutions to give due attention to women's issues, and implementing sustainable awareness-raising activities aimed at enhancing public understanding of women's rights and other issues of women. In other news, 68 outstanding students in Asmara have been awarded at sub-zonal level in recognition of their outstanding performance in the 2023 and 2024 8th grade national examination. Mr. Tedros Abraham, head of the Education Office in the northeast of Asmara, said that the awardees include students that scored 90 and above points in the national examination. According to Mr. Tedros, 1,764 students took the examination and 63.4% of them scored passing marks, and the objective was to encourage the outstanding students and to inspire their peers to pursue academic excellence. Mr. Tedros also called for reinforced effort on the part of the students, parents, and teachers for the increased number of students that score higher results that could make them eligible for the secondary school education. Mr. Serge Utaklai, head of basic education at the Ministry of Education in the Central Region, highlighted that the students' success resulted from the combined efforts of students, parents, and teachers. He also called on the awardees to continue striving for academic excellence. In the same vein, Afraid Junior School in Adishmagla, Barrikh Subzone, has awarded 94 outstanding students, including 13 female students, that scored from 75 to 94 points in the 2023 and 2024 8th grade national examination. Mr. Isaias Mengistu, director of the school, said that the school is providing award for the first time and expressed readiness to continue the program. Dear viewers, do stay tuned for our international news right after the short break. Back. The US has repeatedly abused its veto power on the United Nations Security Council, rendering the global body incapable of resolving the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, the Russian foreign minister has said. The statement came after the UN General Embassy adopted two resolutions on the war in Gaza, one of which called for a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas and was similar to a document earlier blocked by the US at the Security Council. Unlike resolutions passed by the Security Council, those adopted by the General Assembly are legally non-binding. The measure passed on Wednesday called for an immediate, unconditional and permanent ceasefire, as well as for the immediate and unconditional release of all hostages. The second document confirmed full support for the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees and deplored Israel's legislation that banned the agency's work in the West Bank and Gaza. In a statement on Friday, the Russian Foreign Ministry noted that the ceasefire resolution largely repeated the content of a draft that was voted by the US at the Security Council last month. Nearly 45,000 Palestinians have been killed during Israel's operation in Gaza, according to local authorities. The war broke out on October 7, 2023, when Hamas and allied groups carried out a surprise attack on Israeli cities, killing some 1,200 people and taking more than 250 hostages, around 100 of whom are believed to be still held in Gaza. In our final international news, Wang Yi, a member of the Political Bureau of the Communist Party of China's Central Committee and director of the Office of the Central Commission for Foreign Affairs, co-chaired the 26th China-France Strategic Dialogue with Emmanuel Bonnet, diplomatic advisor to French President, in Beijing on Saturday. Noting that the two heads of state have maintained close interaction over the past year, setting the direction of the development of China-France and China-Europe relations, Wang said China is willing to work together with France to ensure that the China-France relations continue to serve as a driving force for the development of China-Europe relations and the promotion of world peace and stability. Bonnet said that France attaches great importance to the traditional friendship and mutual trust between France and China and will adhere to the One China policy to maintain close high-level exchanges with China and ensure the success of the mechanisms for dialogue. Both sides agreed to enhance multilateral coordination and strengthen cooperation on climate change, biodiversity, sustainable development, and poverty reduction. The two sides also discussed China-Europe economic and trade issues. Wang said it is hoped that Europe will adopt a constructive attitude and find mutually acceptable solutions through continuous dialogue with China. Bonnet said that France does not support trade wars and supports mutually beneficial cooperation between Europe and China. Both sides also exchanged views on the Ukraine crisis, the Iranian nuclear issue, the situation in the Middle East, and other topics. Dear viewers, we are done with the news prepared for the session, and now a quick recap of the major headlines. Discussion on the committee report for women's development. Outstanding students awarded in Central Region in Asmara. US paralyzing United Nations Security Council according to Russia. And China-France cooperation, two sides hold 26th strategic dialogue in Beijing. Dear viewers, that was all for tonight. Thank you for joining us and have a blessed one.